Greetings fellow guitar travellers, it's Rowan J. Parker here. Now, got a question for you. Are you man enough to join the 200 club? 6 awesome licks, 6 awesome lessons. Can you pick semi-quavers at 200 beats a minute? These licks come from the dawn of history, when men were men and sheep were worried. Let's get straight down to today's lesson and rock! Okay, we hope you enjoyed that piece of ludicrous nonsense. Now, before we get into showing the lick, I'd like to encourage you to visit my website, which is www.rowanjparker.com, for all your shred guitar needs. And I'm going to particularly plug one of the products in my store, which is called Picking Impossible, which is an hour and a half video with tab and full notation all about alternate picking. More alternate picking licks than you could possibly shake a stick at. So if you think these licks are cool, check out Picking Impossible. Alright, let's get straight down to showing you the lick. Here we go. Okay, let's pull the lick to bits and see what we've actually got. Before I show you the internal sequencing, let's just look at the 2 scale fragments upon which this run is based. So here is the first fragment. And then let's listen to the second fragment. Alright, let me give you the verbal tab for the first fragment. It is low E, 10, 12, 14, A, 10, 12, 14, D, 11, 12, 14 and G, 11, 12, 14. So it is the bottom part of a D major or D Ionian scale is this, which is an extremely common and probably hopefully familiar shape. Now, moving on to the next fragment, it is merely the same 12 notes played 1 octave higher as this. And I call this idea a split octave mirror, because all you're doing is just mirroring 12 notes an octave apart and they're split across 4 strings. So, seems like a rather complicated way of describing it, but that's what it is. If you're into this sort of thing, you need to check out another one of my videos, which is called Hammer Time, which is all about legato playing, but it goes into these split octave mirror ideas in quite some depth. So, nevertheless, let me go ahead and give you the verbal tab for the second fragment, top octave. We've got D 12, 14, 16, G 12, 14, 16, B 14, 15, 17 and high E 14, 15, 17, and the entire thing will resolve up eventually on high E 19 to resolve the line. Alright, so that's our 2 fragments. Let's look at the internal sequencing now. The internal sequencing is really extremely simple. It's just a pattern of 6s. Now normally when I play this 6 pattern, I'll play it like semi-quaver triplets, so like, you know, diddly 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 diddly. But in this case, it's leveraged into 16th notes, extremely quick 16th notes, so it's like that, alright? But it nevertheless is a 6-note pattern, so let me just go ahead and play you in the first fragment, the ascending 6s. Let's have a listen. Okay, pretty easy. So first 6-note fragment, got low E 10, 12, 14, A 10, 12, 14, straight up the scale. Here's the next 6-note fragment. Okay, so that is A 10, 12, 14, D 11, 12, 14. And here is the next fragment. Sounds like this. Is D 11, 12, 14, G 11, 12, 14. So we've got the first section, putting it all together, sounds like this. Straightforward, right? And then we are going to move up and do the second fragment, which is basically everything the same, but 1 octave higher. So let's have a listen. Right, breaking that down, here's the first fragment in the second octave. We've got D 12, 14, 16, G 12, 14, 16. Here's the next fragment, sounds like this one. G 12, 14, 16, and then B, 14, 15, 17. And then the final little fragment. It is B, 14, 15, 17, E, 14, 15, 17. So sounds like... And to resolve the line, that's the final note. So we put both halves together, we get the run. So you see there's really nothing very difficult about that lick at all. It is incredibly straightforward and generally very easy to play. The only challenge is just getting up to that monster final tempo, and then it sounds absolutely ripping. Sounds tremendous. Alright, well, I hope that's clear enough. So let's listen to it one more time, just to contextualise it a wee bit. So here we go. Okay, we hope you enjoyed that and managed to learn that lick quite easily. And if you succeeded in getting it to the final tempo 200, congratulations and welcome to the 200 club. If you didn't, just keep practicing. Before I sign off, the lick, just to let you know, is over a G major chord, so it implies the sound of G Lydian. And if my explanation isn't clear enough, once all the video lessons from this series are up, after all 6 of them are up, I'll supply tab for these lessons on my website. And the way you get the tab for these lessons is you go onto my website, www.roundjparker.com, and you hit the subscribe box, put your email address into the subscribe box and subscribe, and that gets you access to the exclusive subscriber area of the website where I host lots of additional lessons and all the rest of the tab for all the YouTube lessons, so it's well worth subscribing. Alright, one other thing to plug before I sign off. If you're wanting individual lessons, individual help, then I also do lessons over Skype. So if you think that would be helpful to you, again, look at the website and there's a place where you can request information and I'd be delighted to help you out. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Tune in next week for another episode of the 200 Club. In the meantime, keep rocking. Farewell.